Arsenal hosted Chelsea and managed to take all 3 points with a 2-0 victory over their London rivals. Let's have a look at how the game played out. Arsenal played a 4-4-2 diamond. Xhaka was a defensive midfielder. Guendouzi played on the left-hand side with Torreira on the right. Chelsea, on the other hand, played in their usual 4-3-3 formation with Jorginho as the only pivot. Let's start with Arsenal's attacking setup in the 4-4-2 diamond. Within this formation, they mainly tried to reach the fullbacks with a preference of attacking over their right side with Bellerin. When one of their fullbacks had the ball, the striker would drop towards the ball and the midfielder on that side would make a run in behind, as you can see here with Lacazette moving towards the ball and Torreira making a run. Here on the left side, Aubameyang drops towards the ball, and this time Ramsey makes the run in behind. The idea behind this was that it would pull Chelsea's central defenders apart. Here you can see Alonso following the dropping movement of Lacazette, while the run of Torreira would drag Luiz to the side of the field. The other attacking pattern of Arsenal was to have the midfielder on the side, usually Torreira, moving towards the side of the field. Here we can clearly see Emery saying to Torreira and Socrates to move to the sides, as this creates a diamond with Bellerin and Xhaka. As this forced Jorginho to decide between following Torreira or going to Xhaka. And this, eventually, was also how Arsenal scored the opening goal. Jorginho has decided to follow Torreira, which allows Xhaka to get free in the midfield. Xhaka is able to switch the play to the other side of the field, which resulted in a free kick for Arsenal that was turned into a corner. Arsenal would take every corner short. Chelsea would only press with one player, which allowed Arsenal to create 2v1s and later 3v2s. Here you can see that Arsenal have taken a short corner, and because Chelsea are only pressing with one player, 2 other players have run out to press the new man on the ball. This allows Arsenal to pull 3 players out of Chelsea's penalty area, which proves to be enough space for Lacazette to score and make it 1-0. Emery probably went with the 4-4-2 diamond because it matched up really well as a defensive formation against Chelsea, as it allowed Aubameyang and Lacazette to press the central defenders and Ramsey to constantly be tight on Jorginho. And as multiple teams have already shown this season, once you're able to take Jorginho out of the game, you're able to take Chelsea out of the game. And this is another example of how Jorginho is restricted, as Ramsey plays very tightly to him. Arsenal would constantly press very high up. Lacazette and Aubameyang would press the central defenders while Ramsey would again be tight to Jorginho. When the ball went to the fullback, Arsenal's midfielder on that side would press, with Xhaka then going to the free Chelsea midfielder. Again on the other side, Guendouzi goes to Azpilicueta, Xhaka this time covers Pedro, who drops to aid during build-up. Chelsea was able to get underneath the pressure a couple of times. This was mainly due to the fact that Arsenal's midfielders used split positions. This means that Guendouzi and Torreira would be in between the midfielder and the fullback, so they could press both. However, once the distance between the players increases, it's harder for the Arsenal midfielder to cover both. As Guendouzi has followed Conte, Azpilicueta is free. Torreira is with Kovacic and allows Alonso to get free. When Chelsea did have a free player during build-up, the winger would drop to drag Arsenal's fullback out of position. Another thing Sarri did was to have Kovacic or Conte move to the side of the field so Xhaka couldn't follow them. Here you can see Kovacic having moved to the side, which creates a 3v2 for Chelsea on the wing. Here again, Kovacic has moved to the side and Willian drops, which allows Chelsea to create a 3v2 in midfield. When one of Chelsea's wingers dropped into midfield, Hazard would constantly look to exploit the space behind them. Later, Sarri also did the exact opposite to create a free player during build-up. Instead of having Kovacic move to the outside, he would have him move all the way to the centre. Kovacic is able to receive the ball in the centre, and Torreira is in a split position between Kovacic and Alonso, but the distance is now too big for him to cover. Kovacic again moves to the centre. Torreira isn't able to follow him without leaving Alonso completely free. Near the end of the first half, Jorginho also started to move up to take Ramsey with him, and opened the space in front of the defence for Conte and Kovacic to drop into. Jorginho moves up to open the space in front of the central defenders, which allows Conte to drop into that space. Arsenal were mainly concerned with defending Chelsea's left side, which was significant in the way Arsenal's fullbacks reacted to the dropping movement of the Chelsea wingers. When Willian dropped into midfield, Bellerin would follow him tightly, not allowing him to receive freely, while Pedro on the other side was often allowed to drop between the lines. As Arsenal defended in a very narrow 4-4-2 diamond shape, there was often a lot of space on the side for Chelsea's fullbacks. Alonso is free on the side, but the problem Chelsea's fullbacks had was that there wasn't a target man or anyone in the box to aim their crosses at. Alonso is again free on the side, but still no one in the box to receive the ball. In the second half, both managers made some slight changes. Jorginho would now press Xhaka, with the midfield on the opposite side taking up a split position between the other two midfielders. Arsenal's midfielders stopped pressing the fullbacks and now mainly look to drop back with Conte and Kovacic. This forced Ramsey to leave Jorginho more often, as he was now often tasked with pressing the fullback. This allowed Jorginho to find a bit more space in the second half. However, it also meant that Arsenal was more compact defensively, so Chelsea couldn't really exploit it. As Sarri said himself, this wasn't a very tactical match. He was mainly frustrated about the lack of motivation from his players. Let me know in the comments what you think Chelsea should change to get back to their winning ways. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, you can follow me on Patreon, Instagram and Twitter. Links are all in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.